Hello, I am Caitlin Darling, and I am Keira's maid of honor. Keira and I have been best friends for about 5 years now. And many people ask, what is a best friend? Well, people define a best friend as somebody's closest friend. And Keira and I may not live next to each other, but she's still my closest friend, even though she lives about 7 hours away from me. In high school, many people left and many people changed friends, but Keira never left me. Keira never stopped being there for me, and I really appreciate her for that. Keira knows all my struggles just like I know hers, and we're always there for each other for that. And I don't know where I would be if she wasn't there for some of my struggles, because I went through some really dark places, and some people weren't there for me, but she was. Many people say that Keira wasn't ready to marry Zach. And they say that Zach and Keira are too young. They just graduated, they just got out of high school. You shouldn't get married, you should wait. Keira and Zach grew up together. They've known each other for a long time. They dated for 2 years. If you love somebody, you know you love them. So I don't understand why you wanted them to wait if they already knew they loved each other and already had plans together. Keira is a good person, and she will always be a shoulder to cry on, always honest, and always strong for you. Keira's always a shoulder to cry on because she's helped me through many dark days. In high school, there was a lot of bullying at my school. I have a seizure disorder, chronic headaches, and chronic migraines. And I struggled with that a lot through high school. And many people bullied me because of it, because they didn't understand. They didn't know why I always missed so much school. And even the teachers and staff weren't very forgiving to me and nice to me. And Keira was one of the many few that were understanding and that knew that it's very tough for me to get through this, but she was always there for me. She always defended me. And you just don't find people like that. Many people know that I don't get along with my sister. Well, my sister likes to control my friends, and she likes to control what I do. My sister has always been very controlling of me my whole life, and it's taken a toll on me my whole life. Keira was never afraid to stand up to her. Keira always spoke her mind to her, and she always listened to me rant about my sister, and she was always there for me no matter what went wrong. Last year was a really tough year for me, and Keira moved away right after graduation, so she wasn't really close, so I could go see her a lot. And I had very tough times with some of my exes and some people that just were strangers. And she knows my stories and she knows my struggles, and I really thank her for doing that for me. Because once again, I don't know where I'd be if she weren't there for me. Three months ago, I was on vacation with my family when I found out my dad was cheating on my mother. it put me in a really dark place. And I was having anxiety attacks all night. And many friends weren't there for me. But Keira was. Keira is always there for me when I need her. Keira has gone through many dark times. And she will always listen to me and give me good advice. And she'll always keep my head up and always make me feel loved whenever I don't feel it. And I appreciate it. Sorry, tearing up here. Okay. Keira is always honest. She'll tell you some things you want to hear and some things you don't want to hear. I'd always take her with me, no matter where I went, because I don't like to be alone. She'd go shopping with me because she'd always tell me if I looked good in something or if I didn't. And she was always with me at school. I'd always let her read my arguments. And she'd always tell me if I was being too bitchy or not, if I was being too mean to somebody, or if they were being too mean to me. She'd always check both sides of the story. And she'd always make sure her opinion was heard. Now, she doesn't go out there and start yelling her opinion like everybody needs to choose her side. That's not the person she is. She just makes sure that if she believes it's true and that you need to hear it for your better, she will tell you. Like when I needed to get out of my toxic relationships, she would sit me down and she would tell me, listen, they are hurting you. You need to get out. And I think back and I really thank her. I don't know what I'd do without her. I mean, many people think, well, you should be smart enough to know not to be in a toxic relationship. Well, you don't know you're in a toxic relationship when you're in one. But she was a good enough friend to tell me over and over and over again to get out until I did. And she was there for me through the pain. She was just my best friend. Keira is always strong for you. Keira has been through a lot in her past, and she has many, many stories that I've heard, many stories that are her stories to tell. But she knows how to fight, and she's very strong. She's got very good words of advice. If you need advice and you're battling with something, you need someone that's going to be there for you, or just some words of encouragement, she will always be there for you. I've been through a lot, and she has always stuck by my side. Even when she's been here in Kentucky, and I could walk to her house, and when she's 7 hours away or more from me. I know many of you have judged Keira for the way she is and judged her because she is getting married so young. But I think I've proven to you that she will be a great wife to Zach. She was always my shoulder to cry on, honest, and she's my strongest best friend. If she could do all of this for me, surely she can do it for him. And I know she will. She is the best friend I could ever have. And I hope that you all, one day, get to know these sides of her that I have.